Beyond Meat has accelerated since their IPO. While the market has been up and down, Beyond Meat has been going in one direction, higher and higher. Is this stock price justified, or is this simply another bubble? You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Today we're going to look at this one particular stock, Beyond Meat. It has taken the media by storm. It is showing up in grocery stores all over the place. I'm going to cover what has been happening here, so let's begin. At the time of this recording, you can see that the stock has fallen 24%. JP Morgan came out and said the stock is too hot, it's not justified, we are now downgrading it, and this resulted in a major decline in the stock. However, it has come up tremendously in this period of time. Let's not deny that. So while we see the stock currently at about 128, it has come down into a bear market. You have to look at this on a longer scale. I just wanted to note the fact that this has only been around approximately 1 month, and it has gone so far, so fast, and it has beat all expectations. Shares of the plant-based meat substitute company have skyrocketed in the weeks following its May 2nd IPO, ballooning to nearly sevenfold their IPO pricing of $25. The company's stock price at Monday's close was $168. That exceeded the price targets of every major Wall Street analyst. They reported their first quarter sales results exceeding the analyst estimate, delivered better than expected revenue guidance, and so on. So they are actually beating the expectations, even though the bar is set very high for this company. So it's interesting to see. Here you can see on TradingView.com the technical analysis. They're breaking it down here. You might have seen this type of thing before, like a speedometer, basically just showing you the moving averages on the right hand side. Based on that, it's a strong buy. I think it's way too early to tell any of that type of information, but it's there in the summary in the middle. It's telling you that it's a buy. Obviously, when you only have a small set of data, this is going to be throwing everything off. Yet if you look around, all of the analysts are saying buy it, buy it, buy it. This is a great buy at this time. Even the most bullish Wall Street analysts can't keep up with Beyond Meat's 600% surge. Of course, this was on June 10th, so it doesn't factor in the drop that we've just had, but regardless, it has been up quite a bit. Even the highest price target on Wall Street from Friday was immediately outpaced when Beyond Meat's stock began trading on Monday. The stock is over 65% above the average Wall Street 12-month price target of $100. They released this new product here. This is supposed to be in response to Impossible Burger doing something that was better than their original burger. Okay, I'm just going to give you a quick couple points about it. So now it has multiple types of protein in it. So this is supposed to be a complete protein. They added 2 things inside of it. I think it was coconut oil and cocoa butter, which basically makes a marbleized feeling and texture and all of that stuff, which is supposed to mimic what you would have in a normal burger with the fat. This is something that they're trying to evolve on as a product, as a company. They're trying to get better. They're trying to bring more sales in, and apparently it's doing really well. Okay, so that's all of the basics. That's everything you might know already. The questions I have are, is this a product that people want for the foreseeable future, or is this a fad? Is this something that is hot today and not tomorrow? That's what I want to know. Of course, only time will tell. Right now, the stock has been doing very well. The sales have been doing very well. They have been showing up in more stores all over the place. But is this a media frenzy and people chatting here and there, or is this a product that people want to use a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now? That's ultimately what makes a company attractive in their stock. You don't want it for today. You want it for a year or more. That's the way that these investors tend to work. They are looking a little bit longer term. Even if they're going to trade short, they still want to know that this is viable for a period of time. I think there's something interesting though that's coming, and I've shown it to you before. I am not personally interested in this. I don't like the idea of this, but I do believe with all of the companies coming online to try it, that we're going to see it hit the store shelves at some point. This article here is just one example, but lab-grown meat is something I have heard over and over and over again. They were able to make very small little steaks, I guess you would call them, and although they were only maybe an inch or two in size and they were very paper thin, they actually were almost there at the texture of what you would find in a real steak. And they grew it in a laboratory. They had a professional chef come out and cook it. I remember they made a whole spectacle about it. I actually think that this is probably the way that they're going to go, because they're saying greenhouse emissions and all this stuff. I think at first maybe that's going to be a hurdle for individuals to get over. This was grown in a laboratory. How can I do this? How can I do that? Well, a lot of individuals will look at this as maybe the solution to the problem. I don't know. What do you think? This is something that is a much bigger game changer out there, whereas a company like Beyond Meat is taking products that already really exist. People had them before, and now they're just packaging it up and making it available to people. There's nothing really new per se about that company, and that's why I think that if we're talking about technological advancements and so on, this is much bigger. This is huge. Again, I don't necessarily agree with it at all. I wouldn't want it. I would never touch it, but I'm just talking about the technology here, or the advancement, the stocks as a result of this, the money, the funding, and everything surrounding it. I think this is probably much, much bigger on that scale, whereas Beyond Meat is more of just a product that others will find. Now, I'm not saying that it can't be a big business and so on, but I'm just comparing the two together. I want to know what you think, of course. What do you think about Beyond Meat? What do you think about the lab-grown meat? But also in a business sense, in an economic sense, what do you think about the two of them and how this will play out in the years to come? That's all for this video. If you found it informative, please give me a thumbs up. When you give me a like, you are supporting me, supporting this channel. I do appreciate that very much. Thank you. If you want the financial education you were not taught in school, these two books have everything you need. I talk about the 4 asset classes in here, talking about stocks, talking about real estate, talking about everything you need to know. So check them out at the link in the description if you want the audiobook that's available at themoneygps.com. Don't go anywhere. You need to watch this video. I cover some important details I think are really important for you. So click on it and I will see you there.